Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe. Verse 118. When will Mohan, Krishna, seeing my sincere, unshaken devotion for Sri Radha's lotus feet, embrace me and kiss me with more love even than he shows for his own devotees? Again. When will Mohan, Krishna, seeing my sincere, unshaken devotion for Sri Radha's lotus feet, embrace me and kiss me with more love even than he shows for his own devotees, offer me his chewed betel nuts from his mouth into mine, and hang his garland of forest flowers around my neck.
There are actually these two things, no? We can see that there is a unshaken devotion for Radha's lotus feet, and this is for sure Manjari Bhav. But there is also the desire of embracing and kissing, and this is Gopi Bhav. This is, for me, I feel a little mixed.
Would you like to mention? Unshaken devotion for Sri Radha's lotus feet. Shripad has a spiritual vision of himself sitting in a sweet Nikunja van in his Kinkari Swarup, stringing a flower garland in a Kunja Kutir, arbor cottage. When Krishna comes there, he thinks to himself, "Ah, how sweet is the mood of these maidservants. They don't know anything else but her service. They don't care about my bodily company, which is coveted by all the women of the world at all, because they are exclusively dedicated to Radhika's lotus feet. Being charmed like this, Krishna comes before the Manjari and says, 'Saki, how lonely this place is. I am greatly afflicted by lusty desires. Come and enjoy with me in this kunja and make your life a success.' Hearing Sham's words, the maidservant replies, 'O Nagara Raja, king of lovers, surely your bodily association is desired by all the women of the world, but we maidservants get much more ananda from seeing your pastimes with Sri Radhika and from serving you after and during these pastimes than from personally associating with you. Therefore, I pray you will always keep me immersed in the nectar ocean of your service, and you will always allow me to witness the sweetness of your union with our Swamini.' Nagada replies, 'Saki, you will surely have those desires fulfilled in time, but even those who enjoy a greater pleasure are interested in different other kinds of enjoyment also. This is a lonely place. Nobody will find out. I am also very much suffering out of separation from Sri Radha. But you, as her maidservant, are non-different from her. Therefore, make me happy with your bodily company. The Kinkari replies, Nagada Raja, I offered this body of mine to Sri Radha's lotus feet. I can give you my life if that makes you happy, but I cannot give you my body. Come along. I will soothe your pain of separation by helping you to meet Sri Radha. The maidservant then takes Shamsundara with her to Sri Radha's kunja. Shamsundara is so pleased with the sincere and unshaken devotion of Radharani's maidservants that he loves them even more than his own devotees.
Yo.
Therefore, Shripad says, Prita Svam Bhajato Pi in the text. When the maidservant makes Radha and Mohan meet, Shamsundara tells Radhika, Radhe, I had lost the way when I was coming to meet you because I was overwhelmed by feelings of separation from you. But this maidservant helped me to find your kunja. What a wonderful service she rendered to us. I'd like to give her some reward. Any reward you think is fitting. Tell me, what should I give her? Srimati is also most pleased with her maidservant, and just to show her girlfriends the greatness of her maidservants, she says, Mohan, all the beautiful girls of Vraj desire you. Today, I want you to personally reward this maidservant by kissing her and embracing her. Hearing this, Nagada begins to kiss and embrace the maidservant with great love. Although Krishna is self-satisfied, he reciprocates with the love of his devotees, and for this reason, he enjoys all kinds of pastimes with them. The gopis' love for him is the greatest, and therefore he also plays the most intimate pastimes with them in particular. The Manjari's loving devotion is also described here as being niskativa, without any cheating propensity, and pure as molten gold. When Krishna begins to embrace the maidservant, she protests by exclaiming, no, no, and runs away. How happy the Yugala Kishore are to see her pure mood. Srimati tells Shamsundara, put some of your chewed betel leaves into her mouth. And when Sham wants to do this by force, the maidservant closes her mouth and runs away. She will not accept anything else but Radha's prashad. That is her nistha, vow. Next, Swamini tells Shyam to take off his garland of forest flowers and to hang it around the maidservant's neck. But when he tries to do that, the maidservant puts her hands on her head in order to stop him from hanging the garland around her neck. She will only accept Swamini's prashadi garlands and not those of Krishna's alone. In this way, the Yugala Kishore completes their examination of the pure attitude of the Kinkari. The fortunate maidservant has passed the test.
Yeah, it was test, Maharaj. It was test, even my,
Wow.
this is the Nishtha of Radha.
Amazing. Amazing, Guru. For this we need these explanations, otherwise we will misunderstand the text.
Yes.
This only one can explain who is in the Leela, who can see that.
Wow. Very good. This is the Nishtha.
So it's even not enough to read the verse, but to understand the verse, that is the meaning. If we only read the text, then we are much confused. We will not understand that it's an examination. This is a festival of exchange of the real feeling of the maidservant of Radha and Mohan.
Mandava.
Mm.
Kishori Maya is also there.
Yes.
Yeah, I cannot say anything. Just I'm in for Uta Prabhu will be Shirada.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
No cheating.
No
It's clearly described here. There is no cheating in the heart of the Manjari. No, zero.
No cheating.
Mm. And how clever Mohan is trying to get her, no?
Cheater.
He is a cheater. He say you are not different from your Swamini, so you are qualified.
Wow. Wow.
So beautiful. She not accept direct prasadam from his mouth.
Cheater.
This is the difference, actually, what makes the whole difference between enjoying and between serving. There is no place for this enjoying mood like the gopis in the manjaris. The manjaris really have not only a seva mood.
Wow.
Udava.
Jai. Jai Radhe, Jai Gurudev.
Wow.
Jai Shri Radhe.
Can you give black?
But it's still, it's a play. It's not, it's a game, right? It's not a judgment. It's not Krishna's judging her. It's part of the play of increasing attraction.
Yeah.
But it's very nice what you say that they don't, the Manjaris don't play. They serve.
But for example, if she will agree with Mohan, then the loyalty is broken. And Swamini can no more trust her. And she cannot let her in all the intimate service that she is doing. Because she cannot trust her like she is doing to the maidservant. Then she will become maybe a Saki or a Gopi. But Manjaris are very clear in that. Swamini can trust, they are blind. And this is the qualification of the Manjari. It's not that it's a judgment, you're right. But the qualification is that of 100% loyal devotion in the Manjari.
100% Nistha, like Buddha said.
Yeah. How was the Om yesterday, Uddhava?
Oh, we had such a wonderful festival, really. Many people were there, and
Wow.
and Vandana did this very nice Klang presentation, and then there was very good discussion.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It was evening time or daytime?
It was daytime, like at 3:00.
Oh.
And then we had some nice food and more kirtan. So I'm a little bit sleepy.
So it was a little late?
It was a little bit late, yeah.
But we also see the program. She was very happy. Sachit Ananda.
Oh, the Sachitananda, that was from Friday. Oh, nice.
Yeah, Uddhav, it's been amazing to listen your descriptions and like linking of this kind of larger Western, I'll say, kind of yoga world to everything here in Vrindavan. It's like a link that is there, but difficult to see. And the way you feel it and explain it is like, wow, so amazing. Especially for our Western mind, always doubting and wanting reason. And so it's like laid out in a clear fashion and then reinforced and then proven and then brought back again. And you're like, wow, no doubt in the end. It's amazing.
Oh, so nice. We tried to do the same with from Om to Radharani. Well, I'll send it to you as well.
Yeah, that's what yesterday, Saturday and I were talking about that. And I was like, what an incredible, because I mean, everyone who practices, yoga in the West, yogasana in the West they're all familiar with Om. And to link to link Om all the way to Radharani, I was talking with Sadhu about it yesterday. I was like, that's amazing. Only Uddhav,
The connecting thread was the energy, of course.
Mm.
The energy of the Om and the energy of Radharani.
Wow.
I'll send, we can discuss.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
And Chakshu was also there, and Mohini?
Chakshu, Mohini, and Madhuri, and Prem Madhuri.
Wow.
And Rasheshwari was there. She'd been with her daughter, I think.
Wow.
And she spent the night. And then Sukriti and Madhurika.
Oh, really? Wow.
That was the devotees. And then there were many from public. So we were about 25. This is what Sudevi and Vandana wanted this place to be, they said. Exactly that kind of. So they were very happy. Kind of Sadhuma's vision becoming reality.
Wow.
Yeah, nice place and nice foods are there.
Yeah.
And the deity is also so beautiful, huh?
Oh, yeah, anytime.
Huh? Special. Mm.
And Shakshu explained to me when during Prasad, he explained to me kind of the history of the relation between all these ISKCON people and Birkenfeld and Gurudev. It was very sweet for me to learn this. How important you and Birkenfeld and Govinda are in the whole picture.
Oh my God.
Quite
Gurudev
amazing.
sent us here, and I can feel very blessed that how much is changing in that time, and we could do his service here.
Mm.
And I think there is something happen inside the whole community when there is some Manjari bath by Gurudev's mercy coming. And so that change things. And I can say after this 10 years now that they oftenly speak about that.
Mm.
And if you came 10 years ago, that was not opportune to speak about this. And how Gurudev also explained that even the Swamis will growing in that, and this is coming through now.
Mm.
I mean, this is not depend on me or whatever, but he did something special, and we can take part of that. Yeah, because otherwise, if there is no movement, then all these devotees live in the past.
Yeah.
That you can see here when they meet, they only speak from the past.
Mm.
There is no Entwicklung,
Yeah.
development. And because Gurudev, he was, I think 2 times he was here, Gurudev, right?
Right.
And then he put this Manjari bath in this place. So like Prabhupada gave his mercy to Sadhuma.
Yeah.
And Gurudev also gave mercy to Sadhuma. And that makes this speciality of this ashram there, Devidam, no?
Mm.
So in this way, we are part and partials of this, of mercy of the Guru. They put their mercy on that places. And so then this development can be. Otherwise there is stagnification, or wie heißt das?
Yes, stagnation.
Stagnation, and there is no moving. But because bhakti is a living being, a living thing, it's alive, that there is need, this mercy. And to feel it in the heart, it has to be alive. So I feel very blessed for this. And 10 years ago, we didn't know what will be. He just said, you have to go there. So we went.
Like this, no?
And and Chakshu, I think he can, for sure, he can feel the difference between living in the past and be in the bhakti.
Yeah. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. How you came to this place? By the train or?
Yeah, the train to Cologne.
Oh.
Mm. About 3 hours and then by car.
Only 3 hours from Paris?
Yeah, to Cologne.
Oh my God.
I should go every weekend, shouldn't I?
Yeah, really. Really. Yeah, I feel that, whatever, really, I feel that this is a really good, was heißt das, connection.
Yeah.
This ashram, and your input is a very, very good energy, and yeah, this is what is missing there also.
I feel that too.
No, and so you are the input, Gurudev's input. You bring there. So you become a extension of Gurudev. This is what I feel here when Sudhanidhi and me here. We feel like the extension of Gurudev.
Yeah.
So a part of him, and so you are like the same. What I feel.
Yeah, it's very natural.
Yeah.
Very natural. Oh, thank you for that. Very encouraging.
Yeah, this is from a distance. Sometimes you see that, and I can feel there. I saw some pictures from Vandana yesterday when she has a veena or what is?
Yeah, what's that called? Yeah.
And
Beautiful.
wow, very deep meditation, and yeah, and in your presence, they are growing there. They need this kind of input. That's my feeling. And these yoga groups, you see the success of Mahemagiri in Japan. They are so powerful. They are open heart for this.
Yeah.
Jai.
Jai Sri Radha. So nice reflection. Guru Kripa. Jai Sri.
Yes. It's all. Yeah, we never independent in that, and we always. I feel so much connected to Gurudev in that way. So all our doing is never independent.
Uddhavji, you have to go every 15 days Bhakti Dham.
Okay.
Devi Dham.
Devi Dham, Gurudev.
Devi Dham. Okay.
You have to. At the.
Yes, it feels very right that. Yes, it feels like that's what I should do.
Sadhuma is preparing everything so nicely, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I remember this. Sorry?
This was the one room. Before was shop. I said, what is for this? She said, this is before my parents are using in shop. I said, you have to eat something.
Yeah.
Then I said, make center.
So now it's so beautiful. This yoga room, this temple room is just the design and the quality of the work is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Because she has a very high standard to do something.
Yeah. And the energy she had, my God, to do things.
Yeah. Actually, she was the founder of the Cologne temple from ISKCON.
Oh.
But when she was finished, then someone kicked her out.
Of course.
That was but you see what for me is amazing, that this deities who was installed in Cologne temple, no? They was actually the same doubles like that deities. They are coming now to the Devi Dham ashram. So these deities from Cologne, they not moved from Cologne, but by miracle, they came from another part of Germany to that ashram. And they are exactly the copies of that deities. So you see the connection between the deities and the devotee. They came from far, I think from Berlin, and somehow there was some arrangement that exactly the same size, the same face, deities came to they desire, because they know the devotion and the heart of the devotees. And so these deities came from far to that ashram. So this is a miracle by themselves, right?
Mhm. It is, yeah.
Special story.
It's mercy. It's mercy.
Yeah, just when they finished this room and the deities came. It's amazing. And that
then
was
this
in the
little
time
room.
that Sadhuma was there.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm.
And then this little room where I live, right here, it's there's a library, a Gaudiya library, which is absolutely wonderful. And I said to Sudhanidhi, did you organize these books? No, it was Sadhuma.
Oh wow, yeah.
Like she prepared it all for me.
Yeah. Is it this on the same level than the yoga room is? This big temple?
Yes, the tiny room in the front there.
Left side, yeah, very nice.
Left side.
Yeah. Yes, the details all was planned by Sadhuma, and so they make every detail.
But she has books I could never find at home. That's
really.
Yeah, it's just everything you want for a Gaudiya library.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, we miss her many times. Suniti and me are missing Sadhuma very much.
Well, thank you to Japanese devotees for letting us talk about this. But it's a very good lila for our practice, the Sadhuma lila.
But by Gurudev, we are also connected to Prabhupada. He is always with us, and we know Gurudev also met him, and there is a deep relationship between Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah.
And so our Sadhuma was a direct disciple of Prabhupada. So this is one family. That is not that there is a difference. It's really, and she was developing by Gurudev's mercy and Prabhupada's mercy in that case, no? And it was Vishwadev who told her to build this temple in Cologne.
Wow.
Yeah, he was also engaged in this, and it was women who collect the money in that time. So she had always the manjaris around her for this service, and in a short time, Suniti knows this very well. She was part of this group. They collect everywhere. They were so enthusiastic. And in a short time, they collect the money for the whole temple and paid it off. And a part of that, even Sadhuma gave by that what she got from her parents, von ihrem Erbe.
Yeah. Inheritance.
Inheritance, yeah.
Wow. Maybe we should go visit the temple today in Quran.
Oh, really?
Maybe. We're going to the Shiva, the fire ceremony this morning in 2 hours here with Vandana.
Oh, yeah, to this Shiva ashram nearby.
Yes.
Gurudev was there also.
Really?
Yeah.
I give class also there.
Yeah.
Really? Gurudev.
They love him very much there. And always inviting.
I was sharing about Hanuman and Shiva and others.
I
wish to hear that.
I meet with Tera Khan Baba, so I say that pastime also.
Wow.
They were so happy.
Yeah.
So nice.
when I was first time I got the books, then in the Bhagavad there was the address of the Cologne temple was in one book I found, and then I went there, and there was that time that was Sadhuma and many other devotees was there and taking so much care for the temple you cannot imagine. There was a beautiful restaurant running. And really, it was a small garden behind the house. So that temple was so attracting. And the feast, the Sunday feast, was amazing. This I remember. That was I never got such a feast in my life, like in the temple in Cologne. So I come every Sunday actually, and I also brought my children there. 5 children that there was babies, and this time I remember very well. They could play in the garden, and we got the prasadam on Sunday. That was very nice. She was the heart of this temple. If you come there, you feel like home. She was. There were many devotees. You could feel that they not do this service for some whatever that was. They was there by their heart. They doing real seva by this example of Sadhuma. She was the mother, so Gurudev gave the right name. At that time, her name was Asanga, and when Gurudev heard, what is that kind of name, Asanga? Right, Gurudev?
Right.
And you changed the name. No, you are not Asanga. You are Sadhuma. And that exactly is the right name. No Asanga.
I'm so lucky to have met her.
Yes.
I met Gurudev for the second time here. And then
really?
I met Sadhuma. Yes.
Oh.
I met him in Oslo in 2013, and then he was doing the tour that year, I think 2015.
Oh,
and so I flew to Frankfurt and rented the car and I drove here. And I was a little lost in the streets here, and Sadhuma saw my tulasi beads on my neck, and she said, "Here is where you want to be."
Oh my God! No! Wow! Wow!
The team sky.
I know. Really? Amazing.
Good pudding.
Huh?
Good. Yeah.
Uddhava and everyone else too. I have one question, something that came up a couple times actually. I've heard it in kind of the Western yoga world and I haven't been super clear on how to respond to it. I was wondering if you've heard of this term, spiritual bypassing, or if other people have heard of it or familiar with it, or maybe it's just an American thing. And if you had any experience with it or explaining it to people.
Bypassing. What is that?
No, I don't know this.
I'll read what it says on. I also had to look it up to see.
What is that?
So, spiritual bypass is a term that describes attempts to rise above and effectively deny unpleasant emotions, experiences, and realities in order to feel good and avoid discomfort and painful truths. So it was a term that was coined by a psychologist in 1984 when he described what he saw in a Buddhist community He described it as the tendency to use spiritual ideas and practices to sidestep or avoid facing unresolved emotional issues, psychological wounds, and unfinished developmental tasks. We all have parts of ourselves we'd rather not look at, so we deny or push them aside. When we bury these aspects in the subconscious, rather than resolve and integrate them, they often take on dysfunctional roles and behavior that prevent healing and cause harm in ourselves and relationships. At a societal level, oh, sorry.
No, excuse me. Go on.
This was the one that I've had people talk to me about mostly. And at a societal level, there are uncomfortable realities and injustices to acknowledge and address. When we avoid facing problematic issues in our outer system, we invalidate the lived experiences of others while skirting our own accountability and creating healthier systems that support everyone. In both situations, offering up only positive thinking or love and light is an approach that circumvents the roots of the issue at hand and causes further harm.
I understand. But this language is so hard.
Yeah.
We would never speak this way in Vrindavan.
I know, sorry. Maybe it kind of changed the vibe of the morning meditation for everybody.
No, that's okay. This is but yeah, I know what this is referring to.
What is this?
We have to.
I don't understand.
Spiritual practice means realizing the mercy of our suffering. So I had a very bad car accident 1 year ago, and not far from Vrindavan, which made me suffer. And from where I sit now, I understand why this was absolutely necessary for my path. So this idea of bypass is saying that there's good things and there's bad things, and we can just pick the good ones. Whereas a spiritual life is understanding the spiritual nature of the bad things, how they become spiritualized, how they become part of our path, our total experience. This is the kind of question I get most often in these yoga groups, that why do I suffer? You're talking about love and Radharani, why am I suffering? Why didn't I feel the love? And it's because we haven't yet realized the mercy of the difficult situation we're passing through. And at the end, the default position of the universe is loving. We haven't taken a perspective that lets us understand the meaning of what we think is suffering.
Mm.
I don't know what you say, Gauda.
Very nice, yeah. Everyone has his own way to understand things, but if another one is explaining this, a new perspective is coming. And I know this language of the psychologists.
What? He's looking for the doctor.
It's not easy to understand sometimes, no?
He's telling explaining very nicely.
Yeah, I agree with you. And the way to understand the suffering, the real suffering, yoga has a much, much deeper way to understand the suffer than the psychologists.
Yeah.
They are actually all disciples of Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud. They start this kind of analysis, the mind. But yoga This is 100 years ago, 150 maybe. Yoga is a way, it's taught since thousands of years. And the teachers of yoga, they came from another level than the humans even. It's a ancient system from beings who understand the whole life, the whole meaning of beings. But this psychologists, they have a different way. They are actually come from the background von der Naturwissenschaft. What is this?
Natural sciences.
Natural scientists. They even don't believe in a God or like this. They think it's all, you can measure everything and you can find a way in that way. And when the brain is damaged, everything is finished.
All right.
This is a missing link. But yoga is much more than this. And you're right to explain this so nice with your own example that such an accident could open your vision in a new way, right?
And change my relationship to Radharani too.
Wow.
To let me see the bigger picture, like you said.
Wow.
But Mahatmaji, so this bypass, what it does, it says that good experiences and bad experiences are completely different, and we should avoid the bad ones. But we understand that they're part of the same reality.
Yeah.
Part of the same experience.
That's what I've heard. When I've heard people talk about it, they've talked about it in kind of like a negative context, like basically saying like, oh, you're not, like, you're just spiritually bypassing. You're not, focused on the issue at hand or whatever it might be.
But the truth is, it's not spiritual at all. The people with the smiling faces, they're exactly not being spiritual. So I'd say instead of spiritual bypassing, it's bypassing spirituality.
Yeah.
Wow. And even the word yoga, if you, was heißt die Übersetzung?
Translate?
The translation of yoga is to make relationship. And this explains everything actually. What kind of relationship is meaning there? Relationship between what our yoga path, how Gurudev is teaching. This yoga connect me with my Swamini. So that will also for sure heal everything what is my deepest sickness, also psychologist problems, because I'm in a wrong identification, right? I think I am a being what I'm actually not. I'm in an illusion of bodily consciousness. And this yoga can really heal me from this. This is the root cause of all kind of sickness, right?
Right.
And I worked many years in the, psychiatry, crazy people. And I met a lot of this Psychologen. What is in English?
Psychologists.
I met many of them. But I can tell you, there is no one single crazy man or woman who got healed by this kind of treatment.
Yeah.
They analyze it so much, and yes, many problems come from the childhood, and so they try to go in the past, and they work in the past, and so. But I really, I hundreds of people I saw, and I was a nurse in that case, but I did not see one single who was really healed from his sickness.
Wow, that's an amazing testimony.
They got after all, they got some pills, some injections, whatever, that make them pacified when they was too crazy. But there was no meaning of healing, no meaning. They don't accept even when people have some ghost or whatever. No, there is no ghost. They don't accept this. It's a damage in the brain. So they try to heal it by this. But we can see that we who are walk the path of yoga, we get really healed by our craziness from this material from identification. Isn't it? It's from the root cause of this crazy idea that I'm a body. This is real yoga.
All material existence is suffering more or less.
100%.
Maybe little, yeah.
100%. The problem is that when you take birth in that world, there is the death on the other side. This is the 100% meaning of suffering. The result will be emptiness, finish, body. So, and if I don't
you attach to that.
Yes. Even for the last moment when our body is finished, we still can't give up this because we don't like this idea of finish, of that. Yes, and they find always so nice words to try to describe something, like bypass, psychological bypass, or what is the meaning? Spiritual bypass?
Yeah.
Stunt, to make
stunt,
you alive.
The bypass they make also in the heart when one vein is blocked, they make another. They make this bypass, so open the heart and make bypass.
Even when Mahatma's reading this, I said to myself, where's my Mahatma gone? There's a ghost in his body reading the book.
Oh my God. Ghost in the mind.
This psychological tricks, they are so tricky, but they don't believe. They have no identification with any spiritual meaning. They don't believe in the soul. They believe in the mind, and they analyzes this. No? But for them, after death, all finish. There is no meaning of a spiritual soul who live forever. And they analyze all kinds of psychological disease, das sind Krankheiten, ne? And they try to get it in the brain because they have no meaning of a soul or even of a ghost. They don't believe in ghosts. But subtle living beings who maybe have temporary no body. But we know from the scriptures they are all reality. And many kinds of this of these diseases are made by ghosts. And so we can understand this if we read Bhagavatam. It's all explained there. And because of this, I become a much more deep understanding of these kinds of diseases. And even these people who are sick with this, they are telling it to these psychologists. They're telling, though, there is sitting one inside me. But they don't believe it because they don't believe not in the soul, and they also don't believe in the subtle body. So what is the use of this? They only work with, how was your childhood? They try to catch the root in the childhood. and there was some problems and this and that. I know this very well from this time I worked there. But I can tell everyone, if you really try to get healed from psychological diseases, yoga is the best way, 100%. You will find yourself. This is what we learn in Gurudev's school. We will find ourselves. And this is the way we understand the real problem is the identification with this material body. And the false ego is actually the real enemy, the root cause of all problems.
Well, thank you, my dear. Sorry for shifting maybe the meditation of the morning into.
No. It's really
very good.
It's a important question, I feel. Isn't it, Uddhava?
Yeah, very important. I'm just joking with you, Mahatmaji.
Yeah.
So
Gurudev is really, he explained yoga. This is the deepest yoga I ever heard. Is what his teaching is. And this verse today was also very deep, isn't it, Mahatma?
Yeah, my God.
If we only read the verse without the commentary, we cannot understand, or we will misunderstand.
Yeah, I think it shows a beautiful example to show the importance of reading slowly and thoroughly the verse and the explanation too, and also another great example of tests. I feel like this was a great example of in the spiritual world there are tests, and in the material world where at least I feel like I'm always constantly facing tests and opportunities of trust and surrender and being put in front of me, and opportunities to continue to see where I am.
Diversion from the spiritual world, I don't understand.
that's good news. That's the best news we could hear today.
The spiritual path or what?
Yeah, spiritual bypassing. It's basically like
spiritual bypassing.
Taking, looking at everything, only looking at the positive.
Huh?
They say it's like only looking at the positive and ignoring.
Only looking negative or positive?
Ignoring the negative.
Ignoring, or I think that ignoring the positive and living in ignorance.
Yeah, that's more like, that's like, yeah. Said my favorite line was, it's not spiritual bypassing, it's bypassing spirituality.
Ignoring the positive and living in negative.
Yeah.
Like Buddhist.
That's what it came from, Gurudev, a Buddhist community.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you live from the problems of others, it's not a good idea to heal them, because then the money flow will stop. It's better they stay in the problems, right?
Right.
If then the doctor heal everybody, he will be a poor man. But as long as they stay in the sickness, he become a good money.
Yeah.
A permanent income is there. So it's better they stay in the problem. And he will show you all your problems.
Right.
And then, better we make a new appointment. You come in next week again.
Bypassing up the truth.
I will make a bypass for the next problem.
New appointment.
See you next week.
The fees first deposit, now fifth, then come in. Bypassing.
How is temperature now in Vrindavan? It's very hot?
So beautiful.
Oh.
You cannot believe it.
Mm.
Morning time so nice, afternoon little hot,
Mm.
again cooling.
Wow.
I close my AC and open the door and it's so fresh air coming.
Yeah, not so hot.
My God,
It's nice.
you cannot believe.
Yeah, because we are freezing here again.
Yeah, you can 10, 15 degree you can send to us. We have close to 0.
My
Oh,
God.
Snow is coming.
Snow is coming the next days again.
Again.
My God.
It's amazing.
And in Devi Dham, same temperature.
Uddhava and Devi
Yes.
Dham.
Yeah, in Devi Dham, same temperature and rain, much rain.
Yeah.
Outside is very good in Devi Dham, but raining so inside also. They are organized very well. They have so nice, much love and care.
Did you saw this monastery nearby?
Yes. We went walking yesterday in the rain.
Wow.
Walking place, very nice. Radhe Radhe Govinda.